Welcome back, everyone. Nick Barris coming to you live from News Channel 5 studios downtown on MorningLine, along with Tim Takacs, elder care attorney, joining us live via Zoom, and we appreciate him coming on. Elder care attorney and taking your calls and questions. We're streaming live right now on Facebook at newschannel5.com and News Channel 5 Plus, and you see the number on the screen. Tim, it's good to have you with us. Let's go to another phone call for you, and we have Joe. Joe's up next. Joe, good morning. What's your question, Joe?
Yeah. Is there a law for a law enforcement person in their 20s to assault an elderly person?
Oh, okay. What do you mean? Could someone be charged with assaulting an elderly person? Of course. I mean, that's that.
Yeah.
You know the answer to that.
The law enforcement officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying that you were assaulted by a law enforcement officer?
I was.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's...
And the other question to this attorney here, is he related to a doctor from the VA?
No, I'm not. I've had a couple of people ask me that. Apparently, there's a Dr. Takacs or a Dr. Takacs, that works for the VA, but I'm not related to him, not that I know of.
Yeah, and with regard to the other, if you feel you were assaulted, take out a police report on it. It's that simple. Whether it's a police officer or someone else you're alleging, that's what you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can bring charges if it is. Now, whether or not it sticks. Let's go. We've got Jason on line 3. Jason, good morning. Hi, Jason.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, hey, thank you guys so much for taking my call, and I really appreciate what y'all are doing for us. I have 2 questions. One is about unemployment, and I'll start there. Okay, so my wife did not work in 2018 or 19. She hadn't worked for the last couple of years. I mean, not 18, 19, but she did work maybe a couple of months right before all this stuff happened. But she doesn't have a 2018 or 19 return. But she got laid off because of the coronavirus, and her job is telling her that if she submits it, they'll approve it. But she only worked for I want to say 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, and listen, we'll try it. Tim is not an expert on unemployment and the stimulus. We can go there, but I can just tell you this.
Right.
If they say that, you tell your wife to go ahead and apply if she can get through. Department of Labor is way overrun right now, and it's hard to get through. But she can apply. It just means that the benefit she'll get from the state will be very small. I don't. If she only worked for a few months, she's not going to get much at all. Yeah. But keep in mind, there's that $600 that comes on top of it from the federal government, which I know could be a big help. So go ahead and apply.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Tim, I wanted to ask you about this. A lot of people working on estate planning or things like this right now, you talk about needing a notary, which is kind of what?
Yes.
It's a legal thing. And what is it that the governor's done to make this easier?
Well, what we've been, and let me just sort of set the stage for this a little bit, is, we're having some of our clients, basically our clients who are maybe in a facility that's in a lockdown, so we can't get to them. And they may need to have a legal document signed that needs to be notarized, like a power of attorney or even a will. So the law always requires that a notary public personally appear, with that, and be there in the room with that person to see them sign. And of course, that's impossible, or legally impossible, unless, and fortunately, last Thursday, the governor signed an order that allows us to do this basically by Zoom or by Skype or any other way, like we're doing it, just kind of like right now. So that's going to be a major. Sure. It's a major improvement for us, certainly.
Okay, I think that's great.
We have clients. Yeah, we have clients in. In Springfield, we have clients in Williamson County. We have clients now that are trying to get their documents signed, and we don't want them to come to us, and we certainly don't want to come to them, and risk them. So we're going to be able to do a lot of this stuff now by Zoom.
Tim, I don't know if it's happening or how much it is happening at this time, but if there's a family who is at that point where they were, just as the coronavirus was hitting, getting ready to transition an elderly loved one into either a nursing home or an assisted living facility, if some of them are taking patients, and they may still be at this point, I mean, what are you telling them if you're helping them with the process of moving and deciding to do this, and in terms of making sure where they're going is going to be safe? Only because, and I know many of them are doing a great job, but we saw what happened at the Gallatin nursing home, and that scared a lot of people. And so what are your recommendations for folks at this point, and maybe to those who already have loved ones living in them, wondering if they're safe?
Well, certainly one of the things that we're recommending is that you really need to make sure you do your due diligence, is what we lawyers call it. And certainly that's part of our job. Our job is to when we're looking at transitioning a client, say, from home to an assisted living or some other facility, we're going to be asking questions. That's part of our job as advocates. Now, that doesn't necessarily, needless to say, we can't guarantee anything. And certainly, I guess the facility cannot. What we want to make sure is the facility putting measures in place? Are they testing their employees? Are they looking? Are they doing their own due diligence to make sure that their residents are safe? And obviously most of them seem to be doing that. I can't think of any facility that would not be that we work with, would not be taking this seriously. That just is not going to happen.
That's good to know. I can tell you, Tim, and you've been a big help to me in terms of my folks who live out of state in Idaho, and they're in a facility, and like a lot of them right now, and they're fine. That facility is locked down. Okay, that's part of it. I cannot go, and I'm sure you agree with this. Most of these places, if you want to go see my folks now, you can wave through them through the window. They don't come out, and no one except essential employees go in and out.
That's exactly right. And unfortunately, I know that's very difficult on our, certainly our clients who are in the facilities as well as their loved ones. But it's a necessity for everybody at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a safety precaution. Let's get back to another phone call. We'll see. Tim, just so you know, some of these callers go on a broad range. We'll see if they hit on target. If you can answer, you can. If you can't, don't worry.
I'll do my best.
We'll try next with, we have another Joe on line 4. Joe, good morning. Hi, Joe.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, sir. How can we help you?
Got a question on the stimulus package.
Okay, we'll do our best. We'll see if we can get you on that. Go ahead.
Okay. Last year, my salary was over the amount, over $99,000. Since then, I've retired this year, 2020, and my income's really dropped. Social Security benefits. So the question is, will there be any consideration for the people in 2020 that make far less than the $75,000 amount?
Oh, that's a good question. And so you're retired now. How old are you?
67. Okay. 68 this year.
And you're drawing your Social Security now?
Yeah, for 2020.
Yeah. So his question, Tim, will be, now that he's gone much lower with what he's getting from Social Security, will they gauge his check from what he's earning now, or will they look at back when he was earning more? See, it depends, because they're going to look, I think they're going to look at the 2018, 2019 tax returns. Right. And my take is that if he was over that amount at that point, you may not qualify. Now, if you're a little bit under, maybe they'll parse it. You could maybe get less than the full $1,200. But I think if you were over that $99,000, based on one of your tax returns of the last 2 years, you probably won't get a check.
You're not likely to get it, right?
Yeah, that's it. They just have that income threshold, and it's because of the and this poor guy just caught himself right in the window. Now, I'll say poor guy. If he was lucky enough to be making $99,000 a year last year or the year before, then he's better off than a lot of people. But a lot of folks would, that money could help a lot of people anyway. So, listen, go ahead, Tim.
It's kind of like I read somewhere where I think some accountant was complaining because he filed his tax return too soon and he's not going to get his money.
Right. It's, sometimes in life,
too bad, so sad.
it's about timing, and that's unfortunate.
Right.
Listen, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take more calls. The line open 737-7587. Again, Tim Takacs is an elder law attorney. As I said, it's estate planning and the likes, his expertise. I know we're getting questions right now on the stimulus. We don't know anything, or rather, Tim doesn't know anything about unemployment, folks, so don't bother with questions like that. But if you have questions about, estate planning or these nursing home situations, or we can try to touch on some stimulus, we'll give it a shot. But keep in mind, that's his expertise is elder law. We'll be back with more of your calls and comments on Facebook as well right after this.